Opposite Biango Farm. The date na February 14, Valentine's Day. Entrance fee na 50 euros. Can see where girl picking and boy picking there, they first forget 1 grain crown. Are you self-seer? Not a wonderful news stand, eh? Well, before I talk more, I'll show you this place. And see more. This is not the pool area in case you want to relax and get a very nice side. As you can see, the water very much clean and the area very much spacious. To me, young girl, we like for take nice and quality pictures. As you can see, we get a very nice background for una. And I promise say, when at the camp at this wonderful program, we're not going to get anything but the best. In case you are relaxed, we get perfect hot here. We get good things because we get some of the family that we not go on for more relax inside the pool. Then we get them perfect hot there for una. And it's so now about missing car park. What's in our space? You can park. You don't need to worry about jam-packed business. Space there enough. We get the parking space here for una one for car with na car them. The space enough. Nothing no dey for worry about. Don't forget to the date na February 14, Valentine's Day. Entrance fee na just 50 euros, no more. We dey assure una safety and maximum security. Una safety na we priority.
No safety na we priority. Family, good evening. I'm so sorry that we're coming on now. We're about 20 minutes late. My apologies, my bad. It was mainly my fault. So I will take the fault for this. I'm so sorry. And I know for say I'm very time conscious and I can look for, a date is a date, right? 6 o'clock na 6 o'clock. But listen, forgive me, forgive us, viewers. I hope so now they do well. I hope say any self on a friend on a self na the war. I hope say things are going okay. I haven't had the best week this week. My week was actually quite rough this week, but hey, I'm alive, and because I'm alive, all is well, right? So whatever una dey traverse, just know that there is or there will be a brighter light at the other side. So obviously now the Republic list of week, a lot of things then happen. We get the visits of Ambassador Greenfield. We get first now the U.S. Secretary of State, supposed to come, but then because obviously Ambassador Greenfield been then at the region, that's turned to a visit by Ambassador Greenfield. We don't engage with so many different people them, from the tri-party negotiation or dialogue committee to the presidency to obviously the U.S. embassy to the opposition to the mayor. A women's forum, I believe, was also held during her visit. She also visited the Fuabe College. Like it don't make really good use of her visits to Sierra Leone, as well as attending obviously the inauguration of the elected president of Liberia. On top of that, we also get for no say, let me look at my notes. So we see Sierra Leone's representation at the UN for the talks on the Middle East, right? The tabling of obviously peace and negotiations, calling for peace and negotiations in the Middle East. That's now Sierra Leone, a non-permanent member for 2 years, for over the next 2 years. But it was surprising to note who actually gave the not the keynote address, but the address from Sierra Leone. Whereas we get, we get an ambassador, a representative within the UN, where maybe na me for the expect say for do that because that's that they not enroll in the case that the president is not there. We then begin to ask, what's the role of the ambassador, of the UN ambassador to Sierra Leone. As well, we get the 50 buses, them obviously the 50 buses them made available through the World Bank grant. So definitely we want to say thank you to the World Bank for that, and I hope say that they go ease, the transportation burden on Sierra Leoneans them. And obviously we cannot finish the week without talking about the admission by the Speaker of Parliament for say yes indeed this parliament is a corrupt institution, and corruption they go on under the parliament and what have you. So today we ask we put the topic as Sierra Leone Parliament Speaker admits corruption and seeks national forgiveness in a bold move, because I remember about 2.5 years ago or so, I remember that survey, or maybe more, I can't put my finger on the exact timeline. I remember where that survey come out na do, we say Parliament now one of the most corrupt institutions them inside Salon. And I remember the backlash we happened following that. I remember the likes of the Tawa Conte, who stood up and really was there to represent waiting the green, white and blue stood for, and waiting them pledge to the constituents them. And then when I remember the likes of lawyer Gevao, where even come and if I could use the word, put domination. Let there be domination upon the people of Sierra Leone if they stood by or allow themselves to be bystanders while I speak the truth, and allow me to go down for speaking the truth and for representing the nation and for speaking the truth for nation. Now remember that one day, right? And then few weeks later, the same person will say, domination be upon this nation that so refused to stand by me for speaking the truth, come back and say, not to so he say. Was made to apologize to Parliament. Who was the instigator behind that apology? The very speaker who at this point in time now they turn around and they say, may the nation forgive them, for they have not conducted themselves in the manner that they ought to have conducted themselves, that they have let the people down. So you wonder what's changed. Yes, I know it's been few years, but nothing has changed in terms of the practice. As a matter of fact, the practice got worse. The practice got worse. Is it because now the speaker is in a situation where the person we're supposed to be closest to them, they are at loggerheads, and it so happened that that person they has been found wanting of embezzlement, of corruption, of nepotism. So because they are at loggerheads, so therefore he allowed himself to acknowledge what has been and what is. I think that's some of the questions that they wait for they ask themselves. So to me, I would want to ask is should we take this apology with sincerity? Should we take this apology by the Speaker of Parliament with sincerity? I think I will ask my producer make a run a poll today. I want to make a run a poll today and make it ask the question: do you believe in the sincerity of the speaker's apology. How sincere do you think, or in another way, how sincere do you think the speaker's apology is? You feel him? It touch you? anyways our the first thing, and today I don't know whose platform I go visit today and tell on Akushe. I don't know it. Last week I know for say now YouTube I visit. There were over 200 of you there on YouTube last week as of when the show was being aired. So I thank you very much for your time. I thank you for your patience. Like I say, thank you for taking the sense out of what I'm saying and leaving the nonsense for me. Allow me take the nonsense for myself, but you take the sense and let us make our country better, right? So, I want to talk about this Echi thing. I think when we put in certain conventions, this is it prefix or suffix of the chief minister being referred to as His Excellency, as His Excellency. Now, if it was the UN representative to Sierra Leone being referred to as His Excellency or Her Excellency, I have no problem with that, because as a matter of fact, she's representing the country. She's representing the sovereignty within the United Nations organization on an official capacity, right, as the representative. But wherein when we get a chief minister where in my own view is taking on the role of quote unquote that of the UN official representation, and is being referred to officially as His Excellency. Is it that? And let me be fair here, because if we decide for change, we codes them. I think it is best practice to let the public know. I think it is best practice to let the public know that as of now, or as of this moment, na Sierra Leone, na them prefix or na them suffix there, so they use for what should I call, for we holders of offices them, right? I want to go to the maybe before I go there, let me say make with a display with phone numbers them. The North American toll-free number when are 1-866-944-7722. The UK local line when are +4420-808-91455. The Australian local line when are +6129 098 4337, and then you get the WhatsApp line, of course, winner 1-343-997-5828, and obviously you get the radio salon winner VOS radio, the VOS radio in Voice of Sierra Leone, Voice of Salon radio na Freetown winner FM 91.9. And not forget, say we also get apps them, right? We get the apps them one can find through the if you use Android or whether you use Apple, we get two apps them we enable for that. I get a message the other time from someone saying they are trying to download the app, they are not being successful. In the event that you try for download the app and you're not successful, please contact VOS. And I sure say then will give you assistance in any way possible in you accessing the app. Now, as I've been talking about this, use of this His Excellency, I want to go to this is not something I'm making up because it came directly from the state wherein it came from the Minister of Information. And if the Minister of Information or the Ministry of Information in their letterhead is addressing the person in such manner, then I I, the citizen, would want to say, obviously, this is it's in an official capacity, it's an official title. Now, the question is, are we abusing the use of such title? Do we know how to make use of such title? And then again, I know they accuse anybody of book mumunayaso or not understanding protocols. Please, okay? This is not my aim. My aim is not accusing people of not understanding protocols or not knowing protocols or when to use the proper suffix or the proper prefix. No, this is not my aim. I'm just saying that in the event that the use of such protocols have changed and we as a nation or we as a country, we don't decide now, say, now this way as so we want for address with people, then I think it should be made official, and I don't think it should be just slotted in like sheepishly, right? That corny kind of way. I want to read this just so you guys can get to the point that I'm trying to make here. If you can make it a bit bigger for me, please. If you can enlarge it for me, I'll appreciate it. Enlarge the writing, that is. I'll appreciate it. Okay, so basically, una dey see from the Ministry of Information, right here it says a chief doctor at D. Senge, Chief Minister of Sierra Leone, urges immediate humanitarian ceasefire in hashtag Gaza, emphasizing the need to protect civilian lives and ensure what on unimpeded humanitarian assistance, right? I know I'm not gonna go through the entire thing because, like I said, when it comes to this crisis, me don't dance. I am as a development worker, as a communication development expert. That is my work. I've been in it from the jump. As a matter of fact, there were a lot of strifes going on at the same time. You have the Syria, you have the Syria thing going on. You had the Sudan thing going on. You had the Ukraine thing going on. You had a little coast there in Afghanistan at one point. You get the Eritrea thing going on. You had as well as, the Israeli, Gaza, and the West Bank going on. So I've been in the deeps of that for the last few months. So I am, what I can say, overly saturated with information in this area that it is my preference not to even talk about it anymore, because that's what I do day in, day out at work. And so therefore I'm mentally drained talking about, human crisis and all of that. But the reason why I read this now for just show where, this emerge from and where and who used it, right? So basically my thing is that if this is how, if and it is okay, like, make I just say this, it is completely okay for Africa in general or for Sierra Leone in particular for decide say, okay, we are not going to go by the use of the conventional or the formal use of prefix and suffix, right? But this is how we are going to now decide to use them. And if you deviate from the norm, it is okay, but however, the onus is upon you to explain. The onus is upon you to educate. So, like somebody like me, so now no go can sit on the question: why is it that we have a representation, right, to the UN, and then we have a chief minister being referred to as His Excellency? I hope so now understand that. The undermining of the rules, right? Because this for me, it's an undermining of roles, an undermining of title, an undermining of state representation. So the undermining of the roles, and I would say, quote unquote, the edification, the lifting up of another, to the diminishing visibility or respect of the other. That's how I am looking at it at this point. So it will be interesting for make then give a really clear clear demarcation as to why they've chosen to go down this route, and does also apply to the first lady, wherein they call her Her Excellency who? For what? I don't understand. So, yeah, I do not see that I can, for the life of me, say Her Excellency Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, and that is the wife or ex-wife of, because they are no longer together, of, our current Prime Minister in Canada, you know. Anyways, you get the drift. But now let us make we turn our attention to the bus system. Make we turn our attention to the bus system. So I think it was earlier on this week, if I'm not mistaken, where the minister, I think, of transportation, make known to the public that, 50 buses that don't arrive, na Freetown. And I remember earlier on in the year, was it? No, not wasn't earlier on in the year. It was sometime last year where I talk about bus route, because the I think his name is Fonde. Fonde, the minister, I think is Mr. Fonde, something like that. But I mean, they talk about the arrival of the buses. They talk about special routes for the buses, or dedicated routes for the buses. And then, when I remember I do that show, they talk about, okay, I hope say they don't do the geo mapping. I hope say they don't, because Freetown is so congested. I mean, these buses are not meant for Freetown alone, okay? So they're going to be shared within, obviously, the major provinces in the country, right? So nothing say all them 50 buses so they can tap inside Freetown. No, some get for go to the provinces, I'm sure. Some go Bo, some go McKinney, some depending on, if I'm not mistaken, maybe shared within the 16 provinces, I believe, right? Equitably so, depending on the population size and all of that. But I mean, I remember I do the show where they ask the question, say, these dedicated routes, how are they going to do it? Because Freetown, we know, I not use the provinces, but my attention really been focused on Freetown, the fact that now only 2 lanes them we get, and all recall they don't ever show me any sign of Freetown will get double lanes them or quadruple lanes them, means that we get 4 lanes, we get 6 lanes, now 2 lanes them say we get. So how are they going to manage this in light of having a dedicated route where they not go slow traffic down for the private car drivers them, as well as say the taxis, as well as the poda and all of those type of things. So now remember, we all talk about that, people then give different opinion, different views, but now we don't come. And when I remember recently there was an announcement, say Abacha Street, right? When I know the Abacha Street, say now one of the dedicated routes that and the way they don't earmark for use as for them bus there. So now what happens to Abacha Street? The traders with the traders then Abacha Street, because when I know for say Abacha Street now a big trading zone, right? So my question now is that the traders in Abacha Street, have there been facility made for them? Have there been, because go just scan them or you come on the hotel. Sorry, I've been speaking French a lot today prior to, so my brain a little bit split right now, and forgive me, please. I'm really like mentally trying to switch codes, so it will happen. I just need time a few more minutes and the code switch will happen. Um, you know, I'm looking for the word in English. Would say so remove. Yes, you can't just remove someone, right? You can't just come and remove someone. You can't just displace somebody from the existing place of earning, right? And make provisions for them for continue for earn, for get a good place where they will continue for earn. So I hope say that these provisions have already been made, and that it's not going to be a matter of we are the authority, you do what we say, and that they've engaged these people, they've had a dialogues with them, they've carved out mechanism to see to their constraints and their needs and make sure say they're properly taken care of, even as they regain the use or repurpose. Let me not say regain, but repurpose, right? It's a repurposing, even as they repurpose the use of the route, right? So I want to say Boku Tenki, the Ministry of Information again goes to say 50 new buses start operating in Freetown on February 2nd. A component of the hashtag Sierra Leone Integrated and Resilient Urban Mobility Project, SLIROM, at 50 million Sierra Leone government project that is supported by a grant from the World Bank, right? So definitely Fande is his name. Fande Touré is the minister's name, right? So the Minister of Transportation, his name is Fande Touré. So definitely, for me, it's a good move. It is a good move. The unfortunate thing here is that it's been done through a grant, but a grant is not a loan, right? Because a loan, you have to repay. A grant, however, is not something that you repay, it's just something that you utilize, you implement. So, good move. I hope that the reverse was the case, that it was coming from our national coffers, that, with all of the revenues, the dividend run by our minerals and every other thing, that we were in a position, and that we were in a position to be able to do so for ourselves and not rely on loans or grants to be able to do these things. But nonetheless, it is for the good. Now, for the good of the Salone people, they're not so now for we own good. So I go hope say them bosses they also will be treated with respect. This now why they talk to the users of them buses there, right? The people and where they commute, where they take the buses, them make the and the drivers them as well, right? Make them not be rough with the buses them. I want them for say treat them like how you would treat your own property, but I will be cautious in saying that, and cautious in saying that, because for the most part, Salon Manos are being handled thin with fine and with good hand, right? So therefore, maybe me go plead with una through this medium for say, una all these bosses they are so with good hand, with fine hand, and the one them where they come inside the bus system as well for take the bus system, uno treat the bosses them with dignity, with respect, right? Una not litter the bus system, meaning that una not kind inside the bus system, una left dirty inside the bus system, do all kind of nyama nyama, all kind of nonsense inside the bus system. And I hope that at the bus park, una clean the bus system every day, ready to go out. I hope so una not go loot the parts them of the bus system. Because at the end of the day, when you do this thing, I know that we're in a very impoverished society and that man must live. But at the end of the day, when you do these type of things, you are sending the country backwards, right? It may be a high for you for that 1 or 2 day, but generally, the effect is felt all through. by everybody. So there I will plead with una, make it not be like them first boss, then we can please una treat the one so with respect, with dignity, una hold am with finance, and una not go begin loot the parts them and begin cherry parts them and begin sell them. Please, I'm begging you people. And I would say definitely congratulations to the states, and I hope they are prudent in handling this, those buses and caring for those buses. Now, another thing where I want to jump inside, and remember the phone line is open for you guys to contribute to anything you wish to contribute to at any given time, right? And the other thing where I want to jump inside is that I want to talk about the visit of the U.S. ambassador, to the United Nations, Ambassador Greenfield. Ambassador Greenfield obviously was in the basin, in the Mano River basin, this past week. I don't think she's even left yet, or she's slated to leave in a few days. As a matter of maybe the 29th or so, she's slated to leave to return back to base, but she's still in the basin. So while Eden at the basin, nothing much concerned me, but really the former tweet where in pool is that it reads, if you can make it bigger, I'll appreciate it, please. If we can make the writing bigger, thank you. Okay, so from Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield herself, this was our official tweet from our official Twitter account, and it writes, or it reads, because I'm going to read it out, but it was written. I'm proud to announce that the Biden administration is making new investments to support the work of the Electoral Reform Committee in Sierra Leone. Our hope is that this assistance will help Sierra Leone model democracy in a moment that so desperately calls for it, right? In light of this, though, I want to take a quick second for look at what another person say about this money. So I think it came from a senator. I want to look at that senator in tweet in light of this one. I believe the sum of 1 million has been dedicated, given obviously by the US. Remember that country where the person waiting at the aid say the only difference between them is that he does not have the power to refuse them visa, and that the one waking the bombard now with information say you are equal partners and that they need nothing from them, but yet I not see them refuse this 1 million. Because sometimes when you are being braggadocious in certain aspects, when something is being given to you, for prove your point, if you don't say no thanks but no thank you, but I not see a no thanks but no thank you. Instead, what I saw was an humbling acceptance. Interesting times. But here, Senator Foreign Relations Committee ranking, he had something interesting to say about this. This is what he said. He said the results from #Sierra Leone flood elections reflected institutional and leadership failures. Joint reform efforts by the government and leading opposition party are vital to Sierra Leone returning to a positive democratic trajectory. The US must actively support this effort. So, if anybody thinks that this money is being given because they believe in the outcome of what was, and they believe in the sincerity, the fairness, the openness, and the transparency in the outcome of the just recent concluded election, I think this speaks volume. I think the limitations placed within the current millennium, that MCC, right? The limitations put within it, I think is a clear indication to tell you their genuine feeling. I think this tweet again is a clear indication to tell you their genuine feeling and how they felt about the just concluded election and the outcomes, right? And so therefore, we can play hypocrite all we want. We can dance all we want. We can ignore all we want. We can say we're a sovereign state all we want. Like I said, if we're a sovereign state, the man who said we are sovereign and we are equal partners, in as much as he came out and said we are sovereign and equal partners, I think when that money was being offered, the 1 million to aid reforms, electoral reforms, so that we do not go down a negative trajectory, but like it says, positive democratic trajectory, I think that particular individual should have come and said, because we are a sovereign nation, thanks but no thank you, we are capable. But instead, I saw a humbling thank you from the individual. So the thing is that we can tetemute all we want, we can say all we want, we can whatever all we want. At the end of the day, we are not the feeders of ourselves. We do not cater for our own meals. Our meals have been fed to us. And like suckling babes, we must drink. Right? So if we want to move from that atmosphere, if we want to move from that scenario of suckling babes who must drink, then we ought to put on our big girl and big boy panties and act the part. Right? But we cannot put on teenagers' panties and want to talk to big boys and girls, but then when it is time for actions, we crawl back to the suckling babe mentality. Right? For me, money is not going to solve this issue. It no matter if the US decide for throw $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. It's not going to solve the issue. Did you not throw money into the just concluded election? Canada, when Miss done so, did they not throw money into police sensitization, CBO sensitization, this, that? Money was thrown, fitty fatter, anyhow. Military sensitization, military training, this, that. Now, not the money where international partners then put inside this just concluded election in terms of, what is this word called? Sensitization. But truly speaking, how much sensitization was done about electioneering, voting, rights? How much? Everything was, bamboozled. And then we end up in a state where, and in a situation where people do not believe each other. People do not trust if there's credibility amongst us. People do not trust that there are credible beings still living and breathing within and amongst us. So for me, throwing money into these things, it don't mean anything to me. What really matter is the genuineness of people then, the action. People have to change their attitude. People have to come clean with their attitude. If people are not change their attitude, people are not come clean with their attitude, people are not genuinely decide to change their mannerism, change their way of being, change their actions, make them throw away money all they want. I don't know that it will yield a different result. I'm not sure that it will yield a different result. I don't think putting money into this thing, for put money in this thing, so now it will bring about change. I think willingly wanting to change, the people, the politicians, the battleman them, the bootlickers them, the all thing combines them. They have to genuinely want to change. If they're not genuinely want for change and want for see change, and take the oath of change, Monica money go bo. It's going to be Monica money go situation. And at the end of the day, even after all this dialogue and this committee, even after all is said and done, una go see, we'll go back na square one. Nothing would have changed. Nothing would have changed because the mindset of the individuals have not changed. So until there is a recalibration of the mindset, I'm afraid. But hey, for the worth of giving and for it being made available, I hope it is put in good use. That's all. I know for today I'm not telling you what I did drink. Not so intentionally. It's just there's just so much to talk about, and I'm now lemon, ginger, no, not actually ginger lemon, just plain ginger tea. Now they drink today. Okay, don't know what you're drinking on your end, but ginger tea. But now we'll go on to the main event for why we are called here today. The speaker. The question what they ask is that: do you believe that the speaker sincere? You believe say the speaker is sincere in apology? You believe say the speaker in apology sincere? That is the question that Parliament corrupts. The apology where the speaker make to Sierra Leoneans, and they can't read that apology there. The apology where the speaker make to Sierra Leoneans, is it sincere? But before that, I want for read, because Paran, right? This all surrounds the Paran case. If Paran Tarawali had not been in loggerheads, if the speaker in Paran Tarawali did not be defect themselves, because it is now clear, Udage Yai for see, they see. He no say for sure, the speaker and in Bobo, they know they see eye to eye again. The bra-bobo relationship has turned to bra-bra relationship, right? I think that is what happened. Because the bobo it don't grow wings, right? The bobo don't grow wings. It don't spread in wings like how then, waiting at this, waiting this bird, peacocks. Like how the peacock, the peacocks with the beautiful feathers, like how they can spread and they are so lovely to see. I think, say what happened is that the right hand baba, has spread his wings and had attempted to jump leaps and bounds that, the bra wasn't willing to accommodate. And so therefore it bring kuskas come between them, it bring tension come between them. And out of this tension, because Bobo not agree for be Bobo again, Bobo want on bra, I think the speaker say, I am 80 something. And for these 80 something moons, I go can't tell you what to make them say, okrotik no the long passing master. Sierra Leone. Again, this is my humble opinion. These are my humble analysis. As I don't watch, waiting the go on, I don't watch. This is a business of one is saying to the other, I have seen 80 something moons. And in seeing these 80 something moons, there are things that I have been part of that I know. That you in your 40 something moons would never know. Even if you get to 80 something moons. Because the times are different. So therefore, if you want to show me say okrotik get for long passing master, make I show you say, make I show you waiting them mammy them be mean where they say. That mammy we sit down. If they see usa, you know they able to see if even you claim tick. This is exactly what is happening between the two of them. So Paran haven't involved in his nepotism that he has involved in. I believe say, like everybody, they all have planters. I believe say, the okrotik just plant something and then sit back and wait for it to spread, for make it draw. No, eh? Then when we sabi so back your okra. Where you want it and one kind way, where you want for make the fufu, you know? Not to one kind way the way they make you and way they take the fufu and the okra together, they all through the combination of the two and now they go down. You know how they interact with the esophagus. It's a special thing, right? So I believe say the okrotik cut the okra. He slice them, he cook them, and he cook them in such a way that the okra go draw. So what we are seeing right now is the this in fact, I don't think say they even need for put bokulu be inside or baking soda, whichever be your choice. Some people put baking soda, some people put ruby. I think now small no more just drop inside. And because it's the hand, the okrotik don't sit down for 80 plus, you don't see 80 plus more. You know how for make it draw. So what the public is now witnessing, now how much the okra do. How much the okra do. But if the okrotik and the dirty, they're not being the effect, would the world, would Sierra Leone have been invited to the party? Because now we have been invited to the party. An acknowledgement is being made. We apologize. We have acted out of normalcy. Not to this sooner placed on way. 2.5 years or so ago, I remember Gevao, I remember Tawa. What made them popular? I remember that survey we came when they interview them and they say, yes, there is corruption in Parliament. Take to the point where they say, if Tawano apologize, then go remove them. I remember, right? All of that thing they will happen. Interviews were granted, this were this, that were that, gave out, they have to apologize. It's very, very speaker now, where they say, yes, we are guilty. We apologize to you. And this very speaker back now in Ghana on our face back and say, there is no such thing going on in Parliament. And that those who have attested to the ongoing corruption in Parliament, or the existence of corruption in Parliament, must apologize to the noblemen elected to that Parliament, because they have deceived the people, and in turn they have smeared the names of these noblemen. So wetin change? Because from yon Usaini Sudan where they look, nothing has changed. It's the same old. It's just that this time around, the bobo no gree for be the bobo one be bra. And because the bra not ready for make the bobo be bra, it show and say in a ocrotic. That's what I think. You don't have to agree with what I think, but that is what I think. So make we read waiting Lamrana post, and I will say thank you very much to Lamrana, because again, like I say, I can get a lot of information as a journalist from either directly from the what you might call it, sorry, someone just called my phone and it wasn't on silent, and that disrupted my thought. Either from drawing directly from official reportings from Parliament, or from the Information Ministry, or from other ministries, agencies, and departments. And I can just maybe like the way he puts it, either him, Uma Ufufano, or all these type of things. Come on. Sorry. Let me just, thank you. I've silenced my phone. So, this is what Lamrana had to say, or wrote, right? Now, what Lamrana wrote, right, is that the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Abass Bundu, who recently confirmed on social media that there is evidence of a conflict of interest, embezzlement, and corruption in the administration of Parliament, has asked Sierra Leoneans for their forgiveness, expressed their collective regrets, and promise that they shall never again commit this grievous mistakes of the recent past. And it go on to say, he said, they have started the new year by capturing the news headlines for all the wrong reasons, because there has been a seemingly lapse in the dignity and decorum of Parliament. Well, the speaker been get for sale, people. Waiting uno think. I agree with him 100%. This is something the entire Sierra Leone knew. It is just that they are now coming to terms with it, or maybe I should say he is now coming to terms with it because that bobo we claim tick been feel to say he go see pass waiting that mommy we sit on a bench they see. So therefore, the okra master cook the okra and he make it draw. We have known of embezzlement. We have known of corruption. We have known of conflict of interest. We have spoken about these things, but who they listen to we? Instead, then go kaya soka sit on the bash. Haters. Unu hate the government. Unu hate the president. Unu hate the administration. Unu no like anything waiting government they do. Unu no they see anything good inside the government. Even though the government they try, unu no they appreciate all thing no more na negative, 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 negative. When una go talk about the positive, positive, boku positive they happen. But all time no more na the negative. All time no more una shout corruption. Where the corruption? This are the government we don't do the best job so far in terms of eliminating corruption. What changed, Mr. Speaker? And the question that let me go ask. What changed? How did we go from you must apologize to these noblemen and this institution to yes, we have goofed. Yes, we are culpable. Yes, we have wronged you. Yes, we have robbed you. Yes, we have taken you for fools. Yes, we have taken you for granted. So if I may understand it as of, I believe this week, the clerk of parliament has been formally suspended and someone else is acting on their behalf. So formally, they don't suspend Parliamentary, right? A man, and now the deputy clerk, Mohammed Leby, is going to be assuming, right? Is going to be assuming the role of the clerk, pending investigations and all of this. So this the commoner, I think Sarah Calais blog, she wrote this, but then there are evidence to the fact. It's just that this is what we are showing, but there are evidence to the fact from the states for sure say, yes, indeed, he has been suspended. And that, this Mohammed, I believe, Leby, deputy speaker, let me see his official role. Clerk's deputy, Mohammed Leby, will be assuming the role of acting clerk of parliament. You know what I find funny is that while I had a listen to Ben Kelfala when at the by the way, the phone lines are open on. I don't make pass it on so me when going to talk. Because if I talk, I don't talk down at the court. If una not call and una wait stay until the end of the show for begin call, una not feel say I they give una bonya like last week. There is no bonya happening this week. Let me just be clear about that. No bonya. When we reach the top of the hour that we have to close, we are going to close and we are going to say tata. Make I just make and clear one thing so that man they not go they hang and they wait. Make it instead of me then they call now, they just they hang and they wait no more, they hang and they wait. And then where I want to say we are about to close the show, and that 10 day when they can't full up now, the line. But before we go there, I want for make we listen to the interview of the ACC boss. And then I will tell you now waiting a my own take. Right, the ACC boss in light of this Paran issue. Then I will tell you now waiting a my own take. Sierra Leone deep here. Sierra Leone deep. Sierra Leone is something. I hope that there are honorable, genuine people like myself. I know say some people and go sit down where they watch me now. We go talk for say who that tell you say you genuine. Whose yardstick you they use for call yourself genuine? It is okay, but to myself, I know say me genuine. I know for say everything I do is for make salon go better. So I hope say there are people like myself who have vested interests for make salon go better. And if even there are 1,000 of those people or even 100 of those people, they come together, things can change in that country. If they work seriously, things can change in that country. But for what it is, he's not a perfect man. And I know for say I don't criticize him many times for many things. But for what it is, for me, even though he's not perfect, there are areas in which I can definitely say, give or take, he has done something towards, plowing back money that's been taken from the state. He might not do it in the most conventional manner. He might not do it in the most tactful manner. He might not do it in the most prudent manner. As a matter of fact, I think his methods are sometimes guerrilla methods. But I can definitely say he don't do a lot for plow back some of the money then where they don't embezzle from the state. However, what for me is yet to be seen is that who side the money there so they go and how they've been utilized. That is what is yet to be seen from a part. I want to take a call where they come inside. Caller, waiting at your name and who side they call from.
Hello, viewers. This is now Umaru the call.
Hello, Umar. How are you?
Hello. Anyway, thank you for the program. Now this we want for the sea at the side of government. So, but what you don't know whether Parliament act on his own or he act due to the influence of the president. Because when this thing happen, the Parliament before don't take a step for put that man aside and wait for investigation.
Yeah.
Then I listen again. Actually, this one we not the way they go dodge one. Because they want for dodge them actually, they want for keep her under the mat. But we not there because of the way they think on the public opinion don't they into the program that they not go hide them. Then they talk I understand somebody try for defend parents say how there is no law where it say if he work in a company or in wife not for work day. Or there is no law where it say if he wife take money that in for pay. But as a head of administrative, we don't see the past government then go after administrative head them when then have been just political head particular ministries then follow them for corruption. So which directly don't make parent where even the head of that particular office day where they employ woman don't involve them and anything that happen if you take responsibility because you not go in an office as a head then you say they employ somebody you don't know who that employ them you want dodge everything said because of HR and so on. But you will see people where they go after we eat money, just like we parent wife eat money. So then go after them at the past government. So there is no law we even cover them for go after them people, but they end up for go after them people and then. So but we gladly again where they don't set them aside, at least let them use and set example. So now this one for the sea. Sometimes some of we view in fighting corruption, they go for change. Because some of we see and say now the way in terms of the past government are they serious, but when it comes of anybody in the government, they're not serious to fight corruption. But if then they take action, not for only putting aside, let them take action, then see them punish and let it go court. Just like how the other people in the go court, how they disgrace other people, let them disgrace them, let go court, let it pay, not only for pay, let it go feel them. You see, when it kind of corruption, let some people pay money, they end up with get for go Pademba Road. Whether past, present, let them recover the money, they end up for go Pademba Road. Then one thing again, Ben Kefara, where they keep money so it don't turn host or it don't turn the anti-corruption as a bank for keep money. Where they keep money so tomorrow where in no day na power or where in no that position that the head of anti-corruption. They ready for answer because money anybody will see the touch. Anybody will touch you want tick. So for let you go take boku money and national money, like say we not get bank, we get past 7-8 banks in that country. You go take money like that money, you go keep on your account or you go keep on a particular office. They pretend like say you na bank. With a sit down with a list you ACC go investigate ACC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. As for the ACC boss Kelfala, I don't tell Una say I think He uses unconventional methods to do his bidding. I would even dare to say guerrilla methods to do whatever they do. I not been see the need for display all that money there and for say that this we don't recover back from the 6 people them where embezzle state fund for the Sierra Leone. I did not see the point of that. You could have presented the public with a check. What happened to using in the institutions then where they make for do them where they for do them kind thing so they get votes them inside then they keep money them. Why didn't these people just write a check and then you can present the check in the sum total to the public and say here is the check? And if even if you want for do that I don't know what you can call them that in jarring, I am here, I am the boss, I am doing the work, you want to see that I am doing the work. Do a recording, a live recording where you go to the bank where the check is being deposited. When the check is being deposited, transferred over to the state, that for me would have been much more of a show than that display there of whatever. So now when I get for make sure say security is provided, for make sure say this money are protected, and then the transportation of this money security, for make sure say the money is transported, the unloading of the money, for make sure say there is security. Then they all now waste of state resources. Now waste of state resources because you get to provide adequate security from point A to point B to final destination. When the money was being transported, when the money is being retransported, to like all that drama there is unnecessary, man. But remember, at the top of the hour, we may ask a question. I want to go to waiting people and they say right now, even as we go on with the show, people them, they say, the question we ask is that following the recent admission of corruption by Sierra Leone Parliament Speaker, do you believe his apology to the nation is genuine? So, 14%, 7 people them don't vote right now. I encourage more votes, please, from una way they watch na na the YouTube, una way they watch na the YouTube. I encourage una for votes, please, for make we get much more votes. For make no more not be for say from una way they watch na Twitter. There are 11 of you watching on Twitter right now. Join the voting. There are about 65 of you watching right now on YouTube. Join the voting. There are about 27 of you right now watching me on Facebook. Join the voting. So over 100 of you they watch me right now collectively. When I join the voting, make we know, right? And 86% of una right now, thus far from the 7 votes, say no, una not believe say na a genuine apology. As we go along, make we take a listen to Ben Kelfala in interview treating the Paran issue. Before we go, una know for say I can always give preference to the callers. Make I take the call. Caller, waiting on your name and who you the call from.
Mina Abubakar, I call from the US.
Okay, please go ahead. Lower you set to say they listen because at the hear you set the transmission.
Please go ahead. Lower you set to say they listen because at the hear you set the transmission.
Okay. Una, thank you for this program. We're really glad that waiting like this day happen in our country where they try to analyze the way we government they do things. We don't come on other country, they really feel sad. Oh, they not them place there, so the way things then they go on there. We just see say now a disgrace the way Salon they run right now. Our anti-corruption, they investigate. You go gather money, go put and say, now this money I don't collect. Where you don't collect them? What in are the money where the people embezzle? We need for know. And how much you collect from them? You need for bring all them profile and they say, this person are this is thief. Now so I don't collect from her. This person are this is thief. Now so I don't collect from her. And what you collect for them a bank, not to your office for go keeper. This now a disgrace if the international world they see them thing and they. How them people are they see themselves? We really need people and we they work for that country there. Then we did if they're not able to work, make them excuse, make them give people a chance. People and we journey, we love Sierra Leone. We want to let the country go before. It's really, frustrating for most of who where they oversee the way things tend to go. And most of them on the way they're educated. They don't come out of country and they see our system then they run. But when they go back, it's like what did they learn? Not in for happy and just they push the country behind more. Now alone don't did the way all in learning institutions then still they and paperwork. No the way they able to provide electronic devices for even lecturers or teachers. Why would country for the go behind all the time? Salon bin dates are they get water na the streets there. All anything and they go behind. We country we need for investigate without in every department right now for let that country they begin back fresh. When I think it. I really they follow this program, I feel say then go here we will they talk to them and then we'll try for take action. Who would they beg them do I made them change the country around. I know more. I mean contribution that I get. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kola. So, to me producer, please, for say I be non-promise people they say one time I go they visit them now the platform them. Then they ask, especially the YouTube viewers, then they ask how can they vote? How can they vote? So, Mr. Producer, is there something you can do in the YouTube chat for make we people them where they watch we on YouTube, all 71 of them right now get the opportunity for also get them say in the question that's been asked, Mr. Producer. If that is possible, that will be highly appreciated, so that as then get very, I can say, very colorful conversations are going on YouTube. So one time I can look for go they just for go spy. They're having very, very colorful conversations there. And if they can be, included as part of the vote or find a mechanism for make the votes be accessible to them, that will be great. So, make we listen to waiting. The man with the gorilla method, I will say, waiting him get for say during this week's press conference by the Ministry of Information and Communication.
Recently concerning SLIA, where about 4.3 billion was diverted by the finance officer at SLIA working in conjunction with some people in the Ministry of Finance. Now, the case don't start. All of them were arrested and taken to the commission. The first thing we did was to say, Una will take that money there. We not get problem with Una. We dey investigate for charge una to court. But before una get bail, the first thing una for do na for return all that money. As I sit with you here today, those people have returned to the ACC. The money is locked right now in my office. 4.3 billion loans. It's in my office. Now, since the days of Milty Magai, to Shaka Stevens, to J.S. Momon, to Ahmed Jankaba, when somebody not thief 1 billion loans that this country bring and come back. Oh, now when a journalist in there. Anybody don't remember a case where somebody has stolen even 1 billion loans and brought it back? In this period, we don't recover over 65 billion euros cash from the corrupt and return it to the country.
So we tell ourselves, look, the preliminary evidence we will get now shows there is a clear situation. We don't say there is, we say there is evidence of. Now let me say something that will show say, if we look into this one here, small conflict of interest today. Because you're not clerk of parliament, you get enormous authority in parliament. No law don't say you cannot recruit your wife. No law don't say you cannot recruit your brother. But what is the law of Sierra Leone say? If you are in a position where you are capable of exerting influence on that process, you dey express that in writing. You dey write and talk to the County Anti-Corruption Commissioner and they write and say, I pass this fella. Madam XYZ is my wife. And because she's my wife and she has applied for a job at ACC, I am disclosing that she's my wife and I am removing myself from the process. And as long as I have removed myself from the process, if the people who are to determine whether she is qualified and capable of working in parliament so decide, I have no business here. Like Pontius Pilate, you wash your hands clean in public. But if you do not do that, then it is possible that there is conflict of interest. And I remember I was in the US. I personally had a telephone conversation with Mr. Parliamentary, who told me clearly that he understands that he did not know these things. He was not aware of these rules that I am explaining, but he can confirm that his wife did work in parliament, but he personally did not recruit her. Okay, so that is the first strand. And so I said, okay, now that you have confirmed that your wife worked in parliament, number one, bring the money in. Every money that she has been paid from parliament. Let us first have it in our offices where we are now having a conversation whether or not you knew or you did not know. And that is the only way she's going home. So as a bail condition, Mr. Parliamentary and his wife scrambled and they came with 131 million. At that time, we had calculated that she worked for about 10 months. And that is what he told us. And that is what he told our investigators. But when we now investigated from the Accountant General's office, we found out that she has worked for 19 months. So we have calculated 19 months to be 151 million euros and asked them to pay. That payment is not absolving anybody of liability and responsibility. Like I have said, my own duty, the first thing as Anti-Corruption Commissioner is to protect the resources of this country. I get the money, I put it down, and we'll continue now the conversation as to what is going to happen to you. So if you say you did not know, you were not aware, you did not recruit, in fact she was recruited by a gentleman called Cham, we have taken a statement from Mr. Cham yesterday. We have spoken to other finance people, we've spoken to the Accountant General's office. So we have not reached a conclusion. Nobody has said anything about the outcome of that case from the ACC perspective. What has happened is the public has been playing it, presenting it that the ACC has said Parliamentary has done nothing. But some people, I read an article yesterday from Andrew Kaili. I have a lot of respect for Andrew Kaili. But that article is very intellectually dishonest. Because he's trying to say, because Valentine recruited his wife, corruption is now everywhere in Sierra Leone, there is impunity everywhere. Nothing can be more untrue than that. In fact, if you are saying that about a person who is already under investigation, what does accountability mean? The man is already being investigated by the commission, and you are saying that there is impunity everywhere. How can Andrew carry you right now? It was not a very honest position by an intellectual. And as a country, we have to understand that we have to approach issues like this from a point of view of honesty. When we started, I gave you the data. That Sierra Leone is at its best position.
Oh boy. I don't know. Okay, so this not to me producer. Okay, a lot of people them at the notice they say they're not able to find the place for votes. That they are finding it difficult to access the poll. So please, if you can make the poll accessible to them, that will be great. So I don't see a lot of comments. They say I can't find the poll. I can't find the poll. I would like to vote. As well for those on YouTube, if you can arrange something for them, I'll appreciate it. But I don't know about now. Una don't notice say Ben Kelfella where they talk to Sierra Leone and the inside salon. The tone of voice and the mannerism different from where it they outside of Sierra Leone and they address people then. I don't know if you've picked up on it because me I don't pick up on them. In mannerism, in tone of voice, in gesticulations them. Is so different when it address people in a salon or when it make statements in a salon than when it make statements outside of Sierra Leone. When it's outside of Sierra Leone, is poised, is mannered, is composed. But I don't notice anytime they do press conference in a salon, if they holler on top of the mic, why have a mic if you are going to be hollering over the mic? Then there's no point for you to use a mic. Because the mic now for adjust, for make, your voice be heard in the room clearly. Not to for make you shout. But I don't notice it, they holler, they shout, and the my goodness, the the zeal, the gusto, the energy where it can they use, it is too much. And the reason why I make a wait for observer internationally is to say, okay, is this his normal behavior? Because some people, they naturally, their mannerism are their mannerism. Right? Like me, Nayaso. If you see I give a public speech, the way I sit here, the way I present myself, the way I carry myself is the exact thing you're going to see. There is no difference. Maybe the only difference is that maybe my intonation would change depending on the audience I am addressing, right? But my poise, my composure will still remain the same. But I don't notice it get two different ways. The way they interact with Sierra Leone and then the way they interact outside. Two different mannerism, two different composure, two different. It's like they talk to him, picking them or some. I don't know. It's so aggressive. It's very, very aggressive, and I don't get it. And then if they talk, why they talk over the mic? Then there's no point for you having the use of the mic. But anyways, other than that, one thing he said I agree with, and not any partner the law say you and your spouse or your relative not for working at the same ministry. Even here, Both husband and wife, they work in the same ministry. The only thing that I know is that they would not work in the same branch or the same, or if they are working in the same branch, there has to be some form of disclosure or knowledge that is made, right? So I find them funny. Caller, please hold on. I want to finish this thought and then I will come back. Right? But make I just finish this thought. So make the caller hold on for just a few minutes, please. Maybe less than 2 minutes. I find that really funny. For say, Paran in the capacity of then saying a lawyer or then say go law school. When I was listening to this, I can't help but remember a caller. We call when I also and challenge we about the education prowess of this very Paran guy. And how he's a well-educated man, and how they then go for a college together, and how in at this and how in at that. I couldn't help but think that me we're not a lawyer, claim for be lawyer. I know what in conflict of interest is in the workplace, in professional setting. I know what in my professional code of ethics require of me. I find them troubling, and I should say even independent fella go find them troubling that somebody where they inside, where for know all the SOs, all the standing orders them of parliament. When are the clerk of parliament, where for know all the rules them apply to parliament and the laws and the constitution. Go tell somebody like the ACC boss say, in not aware say the employment of in wealth and him being the capacity that he is can be seen as nepotism, that he wasn't aware of those laws. And go on for even life further for say in wealth na 10 months no more in work for. But then during the investigation uncovers say in wealth work for 19 months. So how the other 9 months them where you wife been the commot now where you been the, because she never stepped foot into parliament anyway, so I not go say where you been the dress commot now do. Where you been the left and house. How you escape you so quickly? I can't fathom this is the very man some of these scholars were calling to defend here. How educated he is, how smart he is. But this is the same man who admitted to the anti-corruption commissioner that he doesn't know what conflict of interest is in the workplace. And that the employment of his wife, be know for saying a conflict of interest, where he not declare, come and declare, say, hey, this na me wherefore, he seek employment, and by virtue of the position where I all, it could be seen that I could influence a hiring. Me when I don't recuse myself from interview panels then. I looked as a resume, I recognized that, oh, this name I go school with him. Head of the interview panelist. I went to the committee and I said, unfortunately, I cannot be part of this interview. Why? Because I went to school. I attended school with this person. This person was my colleague. Even as recent as 3 weeks ago, I had to recuse myself from an interview panel. I had to recuse myself from an interview panel when I look at the moments where the candidate show up and not be known. The moment where the person come up, I look at, I'm like, oh, I cannot be part of this interview. I immediately write my colleagues them and say, sorry, I have to leave immediately. I will explain later. But I cannot be here right now. Because make it not be for say, me relationship with that person influence in access to the job. Several times I've had to recuse myself from panels. And other people, they don't recuse themselves from panel, then what are they part of? Because they see a name, they see familiarity. Common practice. I go take the call. Caller, waiting on your name and also the call for.
A concerned citizen, I call for the United States.
Please go ahead.
So I don't listen to this program as what you do analyze and everything. Me, I believe say everything starts from God Almighty because some of we work in the mention God people then they talk but know what they happen at the world right now. So the word where they say democracy. I don't know if you know the father of democracy if na United States too, and which I believe say na him. There is no democracy in the United States as of now. I believe say democracy is start na Genesis 1:26. Where God say go make man out of his image and likeness. Where Lucifer when have been the morning star revolt. And Genesis 2:7, now they God make we. Then Lucifer revolt. And Isaiah 14 verse 12 to 14 go tell you where revolt against God. And he say go challenge God, he go above God. So now the democracy down there, but every democracy that they say now this world na scam. So me what me they say is look Paul Kagame. Now democracy get, but they let say now they then they send black man for Europe for go. Because they sanction the man and he happen for take control of his country, they let today and they admire. So there is no democracy. Coming to the anti-corruption boss where they boast of almost the pool now where nobody never do a hate na the country. But I believe say anti-corruption get bank na in office. Because if you not get back now in office, if they show the check the way then they pay, and when you forward them to the country in account, and when the account will receive them, they say for confirm, then the entire country for no. But when they boast to, now like when we say they put empty spoon a mouth. So maybe in office na bank. Coming to this talk where they talk about this married and just suspension. I pray that God will change we constitution. Because America where they boast of democracy, we still not to democracy now 27 times they don't amend their constitution. But still democracy not the work. So I pray when we go able to amend we own. And I believe say not to APC, not to SLPP. Unless coalition government where everybody goes sit down, they get their own saying, and we listen to each another, then we take the truth. Because your side, my side, and the truth. But beside that, we get the heart we aid. Because now the president gets so power over everything in the country, like anti-corruption, not for appoint from the president, if we don't amend the constitution. And like the Faranta, not for appointed by the president. So now the problem they face so because we constitution get too much loophole. So if we talk, now the areas they now the judiciary, they're all corrupt. So the three legislature, a need for work individually. And we go enjoy where would they say democracy? If I told democracy, then at that country day. So if I can talk, let's stop here first because I want to call back for make some other analysis.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have more calls online? Okay, okay, no more calls. Okay, so basically, like I mean, they say, I find them very, very interesting that this man, that some of you call here insulting us, that oh, we too much, we too pass mark, this is a very learned man, this, that. Other than the fact that this in degrees them all, you know, they are all vetted and this and that. But when I forget for saying that the very man this way go put here dominion, here then degree as part of in credential. The very man that claimed to have studied law, but yet is incapable of knowing or distinguishing waiting a conflict of interest. But you know waiting I find even more interesting. in this whole saga is that I would not say all. And the reason why I not go say all is that me not to somebody will let for blanket slate people in. But it's that some of these SLPP folks, even in the midst of blatant evidence, I think say waiting and they hope for. I think say waiting and they hope for in this case, honestly. And make we they go normal, make we see. Make we they go normal, make we see. Una remember Rice Gate. Una remember the outcome of Rice Gate. And una remember the compensation that was given to Rice Gate. I smell a rat, and I have a funny feeling that in this particular instance, the result and the outcome of RiceGate, now we get for see back in this particular instance. When I go ask me, say, Matilda, why? The why is very simple. And you know, the funny thing is that when I watch the video, funnily, I able to pick up some faces them as the chanting was going on. And you know what I realized? I realized the people, as a matter of fact, the women who started the chant actually live in the US. Yes, they are strong APC women, strong representative of the the SLPP, not APC, the SLPP. Strong representation, strong representative of the SLPP, strong SLPP women. And funnily enough, because the camera roll, I catch them. Because I'm an observer. I sit in the back and I observe quietly. I observe people quietly. And in my head, I say, wow. So you left the US. You travel how many 100 miles, 1,000 miles for go salon. You left the US in peace. Where you begin and they get free education. Where some of una, we no want for talk of una private business, but you get money, subsidies from the government. There are things going on to destabilize the credibility of an institution. There is a rotten egg amongst them. And instead of you remove the rotten egg, or you do everything in your power for make the rotten egg be removed or the rotten fish be removed so that it will contaminate the others. Not that the others are perfect. Let us just keep it there, right? Not that they are perfect. It's just that their own stench is not out yet for us to smell. They're still able to contain them penda. It's just that the young pendano open it for make we see the maggots where they come out, the tumbu where they come out inside. They still manage for band-aid, for put a plaster na the young penda. Right? But the one way in penda then do, instead of una fen way for mend the sofut, for make the sofut better and make it better, sober one, so you go able using foot again in the proper manner. Instead, you people travel thousands of miles for aid and abate corruption. Because what you people were chanting, we want we paran, now we paran we want. Bring back, I was, listen, very little thing they shock me in this world when it comes to Sierra Leone. But in the first second, where I read a chant day, in front of una leader, I mean, you can tell even him, the leader, was a bit perturbed by una chant. Did you see his body language when the chant started? You know? He was taken aback in his tracks because he himself was a bit perturbed, even though he claims he don't know all of the details of the fracas. But that in the coming days, he's going to divert his attention And that we not for wash with dirty linens them in the public. What do you mean by that, sir? We should not wash our dirty linens outside when there is a rotten egg amongst you. So should that linen, that dirty linen, should it have been kept in the closet so that it continues for pendamalize the other ones them and make the penda them become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because there are many pendas existing already? What do you mean? But hey, surprisingly, the leaders of the chants were from the diaspora. Make I tell you now one thing. I watched that video. You know, it jolts me. The first second when I watch it jolts me. When it don't jolts me down, I come back to myself and Matilda, I say, what surprises you? Nothing surprises you. Now go listen to them proper. Then I was in my Matilda self and I was able to now sit and say, hey, make a listen waiting in the saber. And then I began watch the faces them. Shame on you. Shame on unu all unu sabi una self. I don't need for call unu name them I also because I sabi una name them. I don't need for call una name them. I don't mix man that. I don't play that. But you know yourself. May your pillow talk to you. May your pillow talk to you. Make we play the video. Wait till I talk self. I know soon I don't see this video, but we'll play them.
So I want to say big thank you for making an act together. I see some rumbles then at the Parliamentary, but we will try for iron that out. We will try for iron that out as quickly as possible. Now, I have been too busy with other things that are the yearly, but are not be done personally get involved. But this week, I will get involved and we get for try for resolver. But I think this is an opportunity. This an opportunity for make we know say whatever our differences, however we make blabber, me always look at one all as one family. Endeavor to be together. There are differences, but that differences not for separate way. The differences where they get, it shows say God did by him work because it not make all the same. And God in your work around it. If something happen, instead of you overreact and make comments and put on social media where you don't ever retract again. Think about engage the person one-on-one and make one solve the problem. So I say a big thank you to all for coming together. And but of course we get many of these discussions in one group or in, maybe by district as I get for go around again for make we know see the development of this country, progress, peace, democracy depend on we, and we for lead the way. When we don't lead, the country is doomed. But that mistake we can make. So sometimes for personal interest, for leadership, we can make say that we miss the game. But the big picture is Sierra Leone. Without us, the Sierra Leone People's Party, Sierra Leone has no future. No future.
So basically, waiting the green gang leader they say is that without them, there is no chance. No other party, no other person can't lead Sierra Leone. Now them. Without the green gang, Sierra Leone is doomed. Basically, that's what he's saying. Without the green gang, Sierra Leone is doomed. It is the green gang or nothing. When it is not the green gang and it isn't the green gang, Sierra Leone is doomed. It has to be the green gang for Sierra Leone to be Sierra Leone. Interesting. I hope you keep those words. Remember, now you self talk, Amo. You say If there is something you don't want to the social media, you don't go and express yourself. That word then have been for the speaker. Because remember when this whole thing began, the speaker made a tweet and say, I know not of what you speak of. I know not of what you speak of. I did not pen my signature or give my acknowledgement or approval to this. So I know not of what you speak of. Remember, I tell you, say, the one cook one kind okra, and that okra they get for draw some kind creole. If you know what I mean, a creotic spoon I use for cook that okra there. Tick spoon. Tick spoon. Which I call wooden spoon I cook. Because when you cook cocoa, you use wooden spoon. When you don't knock hand on the way when they draw it different. Anyways, I'm having too much fun with this. But the interesting thing is this is that the moment that man we say we bring back with Naparan, it's like that voice Asabian. The woman that picked it up, that voice Asabian. Asabian. And then the whole lot of them at that back exit towards the right or left, depending on how you watch out from. There were a whole onslaught of them. The funny thing, like I said, they were all from the diaspora. They were all from the diaspora. I think that is what is even more disappointing. That you'll come from a nation where you are law-abiding, but in your own land that you claim to love, you are the influencers. You are the forebearers. Now, una they instigate that la pagaille ça vient de vous, like you know the nonsense, the noshi, the beshi. Na form una they come out. Isn't it very sad? So, like I say, mark what happened with RiceGate. Mark how it started. Mark how it ended. And mark how he was compensated. Watch this. Mark how it started. Mark how it's going. Mark how it will end. Mark how it will end. As of right now, and say they on temporary suspension, not to so. Somebody else they act now in place, not to so. But again, I don't give una precedent. The precedent is RiceGate. There are many more I can go to for Guna as an example. But I choose RiceGate for this particular instance. I choose RiceGate for being a precedent. I make una mark what happened during RiceGate. I make una mark how we all end up, and una mark especially the compensation. Reward for bad behavior. And let us see how this one will end. Right? I want make we suicide the poll day right now. Make we suicide the poll day. Make we suicide the poll day. Make we suicide the poll day. So right now, as of right now, 23 people they don't vote. 23 people they don't vote. I don't know if we able get the votes from yeah, as well, YouTube as well. 23 people they don't vote. So we get 4% yes. 4% of the voters them say yes, then believe say waiting the clerk here, not the clerk, sorry, the speaker in apology genuine. But 96% not believe nothing will come out inside the speaker in mouth. They not believe dondo. Future events cast their shadows not to so. And then from we output, so if we want to break it down in terms of numbers, it meant that 5 people voted that yes, they believe the speaker, whereas which one? Okay, so the one that I read earlier on, thank you very much, Mr. Producer. The one that I read earlier on was from the YouTube poll. So the YouTube poll, 24 people then vote, and out of them 24 people, then they 4% say yes, they believe the speaker. 96% say they not believe Dondo. Now we go to the Facebook one. From Facebook, the people then will vote from Facebook. 5 people then will make up a total of 14% say yes, then believe the speaker. Whereas 30 people then will make up of 86% of the cast vote say they not believe Dondo. So if we were okay, it's gone on 88%. 88% made up of 30 voters say they not believe Dondo. So basically, from this, we can deduce that the Dondoism or the Dodoism is the answer. So, Mr. Speaker, you're going to have to do much more than you're saying in proving to the Sierra Leonean populace that you mean every single word that you've alluded in your statement: embezzlement, corruption, and there was another one. There were 3 key things he had listed. I forgot the third. But basically, they say they not believe you, sir. They say they not believe una, they not believe una at all. So una go get for do better. For make maybe una move the needle closer to the 50 percentile. Because right now, ain't looking good at all. Ain't looking good. At all. Right? So the anti-corruption, here's what the anti-corruption had to say. And again, I will go to Lamrana for this. And I will read. I'm just waiting for it to come up. Mr. Producer, are you able to pull up that tweet, sir? So, the Anti-Corruption Commissioner at Francis Penkelefala said he has had a meeting at President Bio on the investigation of the alleged corruption of the Clerk of Parliament, Honorable Parantarawali. And the president will take administrative action as they continue with their investigation. I had a meeting with the president yesterday, and we have discussed what will happen administratively. He said at a press conference, he said they have so far recovered 151 million leons from the wife Abibatu Parantarawali and the salary she received as a staff of parliament for 19 months without going to work. The commission also displayed today 4.3 billion old leon recovered from the alleged corruption matter involving some staff of the Ministry of Finance and the Sierra Leone Roads Authority. So I must say that the president's mind, they appoints the clerk. Caller, just hold on 1 second. But my question here is that if there is an anti-corruption to do the job, I don't understand why the president should get involved. Why? I know say the constitution, I think the constitution say the president now get the right to hire and fire the clerk or take whatever or the speaker of parliament. I am just a bit confused as to if there is an anti-corruption, if we get an anti-corruption commissioner, why the need for the president for him for be the one for take action? I'm a bit confused about the two roles and where the lines are blurred. If you don't understand, I'm gonna call me Kano within the next 5 minutes, because in the next 5 minutes the show will be over. Make I go to the caller. Caller waiting on your name and waiting na your contribution.
Hello?
Hello, caller. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, he asked a very certain question. He said, why the president for involved? Yeah, and there I want to start.
Sorry, I asked a very
The laws, hello? He asked a very serious question. Why the president for involved in the suspension of the clerk of parliament?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I want to start with, because that the constitution says, until we change it. And it not only started today, that's how it has been. The clerk of parliament, the appointee, a appointee of the president. Nobody is the head of administrative wing of parliament. Nobody knows will sack him until the what. But the anti-corruption commission say it could only for somebody for commander office if the case have been charged to court. And the anti-corruption commission, I don't know why he not charge the cases. They say it's premature. The investigation is still ongoing. So the only person in that salon who get that right, that the president that will ask the class for common force until
But he's been officially
the
suspended.
investigation is concluded.
Suspended. You know that, right? You know that the
You say
clerk
again?
has been officially suspended as of the end of this week, right?
Yeah, he was suspended by the president.
Okay.
He was not suspended by the anti-corruption commissioner. The anti-corruption commissioner not get no right. He not get no constitutional right or suspended until the case is being charged to court.
I never said the anti-corruption commissioner suspended him. What I said was
and he just tell you, and he just quote the constitution of Sierra Leone. Nobody knows that right. You ask the question why the president intervened. We all in hurry for that man come up. But the only person, the constitution of Sierra Leone, will get a right for suspend a man temporarily until the investigation continue. Now the president, that's the similar reason why the president has to intervene. And some of us, I'm pleased, I'm happy that the president has done that. As he promised in the alleged whatever audio message they get or the video message they say it intervene. I hope that's a positive intervention he has done. And Francis Menkefala told us that the president said it intervene. We are happy. That's the constitution we have. The constitution not today, it has been like that. So why we want let the president or anti-corruption commissioner work outside the constitution? That's what we have. Now all for put energy, everything together, he say the constitution of Australia is changed for the best, for help salon. But wasting our time asking, judging whatever we are saying is not helping. I feel say we for long really, we all for rally on board, come together and see the constitution to be changed. And that's what for the put to attention and we. That constitution, okay, I will call back.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, my question was, I am not novice to the Constitution. As a matter of fact, I read the Constitution cover to cover, and not to the first term, not to the second term. Constitution cover to cover, the different clauses and whatever of the Constitution. And I remember before I asked the question, I'm like, I know that the president is the one that appoints the clerk of parliament and also has the right to dismiss him of his duties if he so judges, right, according to the Constitution. I also know the role of the Anti-Corruption Commissioner. Since I'm like, for me, since the Anti-Corruption Commissioner is in the matter, I was like, why is it then, even though I understand what the Constitution says, why is it up to the president to decide like his fate? Couldn't the anti-corruption commissioner through the authority of the president have done so? That was where I was going with it, not because I was naive about the laws, the existing laws. And yes, I quite 100% agree with you. And I mean, if you've been watching my shows for over the years, you would know that I'm a staunch advocate for the review of our constitution. As a matter of fact, I want the entire thing to be overhauled because there are too many free gifts to the presidency, to the administrative, to different sectors. There are too many lacunas, there are too many gaps, there are too many inconsistencies within the Constitution. So for me, that entire thing needs to be garbaged. As a matter of fact, excuse me, I'm a child of the soil, but that is how I feel. Has to be garbaged and completely redone, reconstructed from scratch. But hey, Kawan Kami doing on the Bazana corner. About, I think, was it 2 years ago, there was a committee set up. There's the Tetemu de Yon. I remember the then Minister of Communication. I don't know if he was the head of that committee or a member of that committee. I don't know how they done Tetemu that one day. I've not heard much about it. Maybe they'll pick it up this time around. Who knows? But one thing is for sure. The powers given to the presidency, the executive powers, they are too much, they are too many, and they are abusive. They're abusive powers. And some of the legislations, the executive, very abusive powers. But listen, we not go what you might call it. We not go stop for talk. We go continue for talk. We will continue for encourage for the right things to be done, because that's all we can do, right? We do not have the power to change. However, through our advocacy, we can influence change, right? We can influence change. If we not get any other calls, then for today, I would just like to say that at this point, we will go back to the polls, make we see what in the polls they say, and then, no more calls in the queues. So I think at this point, we don't, how you call them? We don't scratch or peel the granite kanda. We don't fan at the granite kanda, and we don't patch the granates. We don't beat them. We don't make kanya. We don't make granite soup. We don't make with another cake with they make safe with granite. We don't make sesame seed cake. I don't forget the name, the local name now. We don't do a lot of things with the granite at this point. And now we have to wait for see how it tastes like. How it go taste like, right? If the soup go taste good, if the granite will patch well, if the cake go taste fine, if the kanya go taste fine, this is what now we are just waiting for. But I will not stop to say I have a hunch and my hunches, the precedent of RiceGate. So for as of right now, on YouTube, with 26 voters, we get the answer 4% yes, having full confidence in the genuinity or genuineness of the Speaker of Parliament, in utterances, in apology, and we are at 96% saying they have no confidence, no trust in that apology, and that it wasn't sincere and genuine. Now, if we go on to with Facebook voters, then we get 5 people them making a total percentage of 14. We say yes, then get full confidence and certainty and trust within the genuineness of within the speaker say, whereas 86% making up a total of 31 voters say they not believe nothing but waiting the speaker say. So here you have it. Here you have it, but I definitely want to address a quick comment. Paul Dowder, one of our watchers currently on YouTube, because I don't tell una say una no go know the term where I will decide for just popping in one of the platforms then. I just want to read a comment you made, right? You said, if Matilda was genuinely concerned about what is happening in Sierra Leone, she must be calling for a swift change of our constitution. It is either you missed when I made that statement, but let me reassure you that if there is ever an avid advocate for the constitution to be overhauled, I think that advocate has been consistently I. If you doubt what they say, go back to my past videos, then go back to my past shows them over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Go if you even think say now because I sit down in front of this media, make a they talk about the need for the constitution of Sierra Leone to be overhauled and to be looked into and to be rewritten. Let me dare urge you, I know they changed my name, Matilda J. Cole. Check out my thesis dissertation. Go to the concluding paragraphs of my thesis dissertation. That I believe was written almost 15 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Check waiting and writing my thesis dissertation then. So if you people think that it's a matter of a green gang, and because some of you think that I am part of the red gang, and so therefore because of my affiliation, your assumed thought of my affiliation with the red gang, that's why I take the position that I take. Now I tell you, 15 years ago or so, you definitely knew who was in power, right? I urge you to go back to my thesis dissertation. I think that dissertation was written in 2012. In 2012, you definitely know the gangs that were in power. I urge you to go back and read my dissertation. Then maybe you'll have a little bit of a sense of who I am and what I stand for. I will take a call, and that will be the last call for tonight. Caller, waiting at your name and say the call for.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, Matilda. So with all what he said, why would you blame the president if he's working or acting within the Constitution of Sierra Leone?
hold on, caller, hold your time. I want to know why you can they call me name with so much command.
The
My name
constitutional
is
swearing, or are you going to walk within your own sense?
I asked you a question. Why do you always call my name with so much command? My name is Matilda. You can refer to me as Matilda, but you call every time you call, I've noticed you call my name with so much command. Matilda. As if there's a
So there's nothing wrong with
precipitation.
that. You call President Bio, you call President Bio. So what's wrong with that? You are a public figure. So I can call you Matilda. Okay?
No,
That's
I
not the
said
issue. Let's address the
not
issue.
wrong for you to call me Matilda.
Are you
The
not,
name na Matilda.
you are Matilda?
But I know why make you they
Okay.
call me name with so
Are you here to
command.
teach me how to pronounce name? Or are we here to discuss
Yes,
the
I
issue?
am. It is my
What is
name.
important?
Excuse
You
me.
are
It is
wasting my
my
own
name. I
time.
have the right.
I only have 3 minutes.
Yes.
You have already wasted my time. Can we address the issue?
Yeah.
If I call you my
I will
easier,
give you
you
10
don't have
back.
to follow here.
I
Okay.
will give you
Okay.
back.
I will start for call you the speaker. Okay. The whatever the presenter.
I will give you 10 back. That is not
If
a
you are
problem.
offended,
But
okay, I'm sorry
if
about that.
I
Can
am
we address
asking
the
you a
issue? Can we
question,
address the issue? That's
are
not
you going
important
to
right now.
wait?
We address the issue.
Are you going to wait?
Can we address the
Just
issue?
wait. I will give you 10 back. I don't get an issue. They get you full 3
What
minutes
is the issue
uninterrupted.
here? The issue here, I've seen you say you call Doctor Senge, you say David, even though he has a PhD, you don't expect that. If I call you Makida, I call you whatever name. Okay, I will start to call you the presenter. Presenter. The issue here is if you are working, you are the president of Sweden. Are you going to follow the constitution? Or are you going to just follow your own thoughts?
Are you asking me a question?
Yes, I'm asking you a question.
Well, absolutely. We are constitutional sovereignty, so therefore the constitution trump everything.
So what has Bio done? What has he done? That you have
Did
so
I say
bitterness for him. He's working with the constitution.
did I say
Constitution has nothing.
did I
Constitution
accuse him
has
of something?
nothing. He has no power. He cannot suspend the Paran. Paran has done grave crime. He has committed grave crime. But Francis cannot suspend him. What do you want Francis to do? If you were anti-corruption commissioner right now, what will you do with Paran? That's the question.
Oh, you're asking me a question. Well, unfortunately, I am
You
not
have me. You
the
knew I asked.
custodian. Listen to me now. You ask a question and I'm responding to you. I am not the custodians of the law guiding
Yes.
anti-corruption. I am not a custodian of the law guiding the anti-corruption, and so therefore, in my capacity as a citizen, I cannot take or make that judgment. I've answered your
So I'm
question.
confused. Why are you detecting or you think you know much that Ben Kafa is not doing the right thing?
Did
Ben
I say
Kafa
that?
what within his limit. And he came back,
Hey,
he came
but
to us and
wait.
explained.
You not
This
just
is
they
my
talk
limit.
away, they
I'll
can't
talk
throw
with the
away
president.
accusations there without you not
No.
get backing.
Listen, I'm listening to you. Can
Did
you
I
listen to
say
me?
that?
Ben
No,
Kafa
you
came.
would listen to me. Did I say that?
My limit. I
Did I
cannot go
say that?
above it. Why would bring me Ben
Did
Kafa?
I say that?
Why will you
Did
bring
I
me Ben
say
Kafa?
Fala
I'm
did
not
not
saying
do the right? Did I
no,
say
see
that?
you. We last
Did
we
I
are
say that?
Ben Kefala.
I
Ben
talk
Kefala
say Ben
was
Fala not
he's
do
a
the
young
right
man.
thing. I talk am. Who's them I talk
You
am?
are pushing the president. The question is,
I be
what is the
tell
president?
you, you hearing I talk say Ben Fala not do the right thing. Who's them I talk am?
Continue. The investigation is continue. What else you think
You
the president has
hearing I
to do?
say Ben
If you
Fala not do the right thing. Who's them I talk am?
are you going to go above your mandate? Nothing. He cannot.
You hearing I talk say Ben
I
Fala not
strongly
do the
believe
right thing. Who's them I talk am?
what?
You say, I say, Ben Kelfala not do the right thing. So me, I dey ask you now, who's tell
You
me
express it, just
Matilda,
reply.
Justin,
You are saying
Leland,
you
Loretta, Joyce, Ori,
reply.
Mr. Cole?
You don't
You
express
hear? I talk
the
say,
law.
Ben Kelfala
You
not
don't
do the right
do
thing.
express statement. We have implied statement, and that's what you are doing. That president, why the
I
president
have
has
an
to do
implied
it because
statement.
the only person who can suspend the class at present is the president, and that's what he has done. Can we? That's why whatever Dawud has said. Can we put more pressure on the constitution to be changed rather than blaming this present office holders? It might be you tomorrow. It might be anybody else. Come on. I know you hate them too much, but
In
the
fact,
constitution was
statement,
for them.
in fact, statement not so.
You can't hate them, but they have
In
nothing to do there. And bye bye.
wow, you know this scholar also. And I know this scholar. Oh my word, my word, my word, my word, my word. Caller, you know, all time you dey call me, you dey talk no more, you dey talk. I don't know really if when you can call genuinely, if you call now for really participate, for make we really get good conversation, for make we educate we say, for make we learn, or if the aim Giovanni, I not be one call your name. Honestly, not be one call your name. But you know my name. You know my full name. Right? As a matter of fact, you don't make I don't repeat me. One no longer Creole dictionary name na television. Na virtual medium. You make I repeat them to show you that I know who I am. You know my full name, Matilda J. Cole, not a hide. So Giovanni, because that is your name, and you know that that is your name. Giovanni, when he dey call this show, you can dey call this show for make no more you cherry pick one word what I say, and then you use the word assume, allege. Because I don't want them make you use assume, allege, indirect. Then 3 words then the night can they use. Or is it just that you like to go into a banter with me? And so therefore, you know that when you misrepresent what I say, it irks me. And because you know that, me are the type of person where you misrepresent what I say, because it irks me, I'm not going to sit back and allow it slide. And because you know, say I'm not going to sit back and allow it slide, just a cherry pick hand, so you can't put them. But let me assure you one thing as of today. I have a very thick skin. And I can quickly read the psychology of people. It is part of my profession. I'm trained to read the psychology of people. So guess what? You know it make up in the laugh at the end. Because that laugh signifies it is the last day you will get your cake and eat it too, with you calling me and me giving your reaction. So at this point, anytime you call Mr. Giovanni, make sure you say I allege, I assume, I infer, or I indirectly state. It will be okay. Because I have come to realize that your calling is not to augment the debate, not to add value to the debate, but rather to justify and to make innuendos where there's none. So, my brother, you could be my brother, I don't know your age, depending on your age. My father, you could be my father, you could be my uncle, you could be my nephew. I don't know your age because the age spectrum, God, now that make I choose then one then day. It is well, yeah. Call the show, say whatever you want for say, cherry pick, whatever you want for cherry pick, dwell on it. Today is the day I have laughed the last and encourage you in this nonsense. Say what you ever want to say. If you see me laugh, it is natural in me. By nature, I like to laugh. So when you say something that is out of bounds, you go to say I laugh serious one. Because that is me. Yeah? So you decide what you want. You can either augment, increase, add value, enrich. Waiting with the senaya, or you can choose to dogmatalize it. And when you choose to dogmatalize it, I will be right here being your cheerleader. To the rest of you all watching, all 200 or so plus of una, may God bless una all. May God bless Mama Salon. We not go give up. We not go tire. We shall continue because that land is a beautiful land. That country is a beautiful country. We just need for be genuine. We just need for be sincere in the approach and we willingness for change. Again, I go repeat. If you have known me all of these years, if you've been part of this platform all of these years, one thing you would testify is my advocacy for the change of our constitution. And then I ain't go show how long you don't do at this platform. Because if you've known me, you go know say that then one thing I don't advocate for. I don't advocate for so much so that there are times when I used to take section of the constitutions and do a whole show about it. So for when I went on no, I did tell you now. Listen, anytime we find myself, may God bless you. Next week it's going to be something interesting. Very interesting. I promise you, I won't tell you what, but it's cooking. And when it's all said and done, I'm sure you'll love it. May God bless you all. May God bless Mama Salon. Yeah? Natata.
Voice of Salon Radio, they get them Mr. and Miss Voice of Salon 2024 live at Messing Car Park, opposite Biango Farm. The date na February 14, Valentine's Day. Entrance fee na 50 euros. Can see where girl picking and boy picking there, they first forget 1 grain crown. Are you self-seeing? Not a wonderful news stand, eh? Well, before I talk more, I'll show you this place. And see more. This is not the pool area in case you want to relax and get a very nice time. As you can see, the water very much clean and the area very much spacious. Me on gallery left for take nice and quality pictures. As you can see, we get a very nice background for una. And I promise say, when at the camp at this wonderful program, we're not going to get anything but the best. In case you want to relax, we get perfect hot here. We get good days because we get some of the family that we not go on for more relax inside the pool. Then we get them perfect hot there for you. And it's So now about missing car park. Waiting at space. You can park. You don't need to worry about jam-packed business. Space there enough. We get the parking space here. Corner one for car with the space enough. Nothing no dey for worry about. Don't forget to the date. Now February 14, Valentine's Day. Entrance fee now just 50 millions. No more. We dey assure una safety and maximum security. Una safety now we priority. Voice of Salon Radio